It's been 84 years.
I have missed you so much.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Are you ready?
It's time!
It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. With me, Stuttering Craig. We're going to try to keep you down. Don't let him. You got a goal? Go get. And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
Hi guys.
Co-host some of the most talented friends from around the internet. And brought to you by you, G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the number one gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, I'm Stuttering Craig. Welcome to the most entertaining gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. Side Scrollers. Joining us today, the outstanding cast, the wonderful crew. Starting first, let's start over here with the lovely Harry Potter queen, known for her Hogwarts Legacy hot takes, introducing Blabs.
Hi, how's it going?
Hello, Blabs.
Hey, I'm excited to be here. Hi, everybody.
Oh, I'm stoked you're here. I'm stoked you're here. The G2s are ready to go. Everyone is psyched. It is the return of Side Scrollers and your first order in the door.
I know. Ooh, I feel special.
Speaking of special, let me tell you about the best gamer in the room ever produced out of God's great womb. It's Adam Krigler.
What up? How you guys doing?
Man, how are you, buddy?
I am so good. It is good to be here. I love video games, and I finally get to talk about them, and not just talk about them, but I get to enjoy talking about video games with a cool group of people. And Craig, seriously, thank you for bringing me on board because I love this.
Well, this is going to be really exciting because we have one goal, and it is to change the video game world. That's the idea. It's a very small goal, but it's something I think that we can all accomplish.
It's a noble goal.
That's right. Introducing next, my God, it's great to see his face after so many years, after leaving Screw Attack and ultimately dominating the internet world for the last decade plus. Now, not with one, but two babies. It's Destin Legary. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Hi.
Hey.
Oh my God, it's great to see your freaking face.
Good to see you, Craig.
Thanks.
I'm happy to be here.
Like, oh my God.
Also exhausted.
Yeah, I can imagine. How's it like getting back going from baby one to baby two?
It's pretty good. Like leading up to the show, you're like, "Hey, do you think you make it?" It's like, so I had the baby. Like I wasn't sure where this would end up landing in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, I'm here. I managed to figure it out, and excited to talk about some news. My son is actually banging on the door right now.
Awesome. Get him in here. Let's go.
No.
He misses you. He misses Side Scrollers. That's really what it is.
Right.
That's what
right.
it was.
It's been exciting. And it's funny because when I first reached out to you, I was like, hey, think of bringing back Side Scrollers. You're like, well, I got a baby coming, and it's like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So if at any time baby duty happens and Destin has to bolt, everybody understands, right? As long as you come back with throw up on your shirt.
No,
just like
don't.
covered.
Please don't. Yeah.
Next, and finally, producer extraordinaire, huge fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and brick walls. It's Travis Keys.
Hey guys.
A man, if you were. See you, Travis. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. No,
I didn't say I'm gonna be hiding most of the time anyway. So
no, I love it. It's outstanding. So look, we got a lot to do today. It's obviously show one. We don't know how this is going to go. Just in full transparency, we have a good idea, but we obviously appreciate everybody's support over at patreon.com/sidescrollers. You guys can head over there and watch the post show today, which will happen, obviously when the show is complete. This is called a podcast. I like just to say it's a hangout for you guys. It's an entertainment space. Hopefully this becomes a regular part of your day-to-day life. And you guys want to come in and know that at 11 o'clock Central Time every single Monday through Friday, you'll be able to hang out with your boys and girls, which will be great. So,
Girl.
Girls. Tomorrow actually.
Okay.
Kara Lynn from the former community manager from Limited Run Games will be joining us. So,
Awesome.
yes.
Is that the woman that was fired?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
I would like to talk to her. Nice. Awesome.
Well, you'll have an excellent opportunity. So she'll be co-hosting with us tomorrow. So
awesome.
Listen,
All right.
it's great. And once again, we go back to the number one rule, which what makes side scrollers so dramatically different than every other piece of video game media in history is that no politics. No politics. Politics checked at the door, which is something that I'm very, very excited about.
Me too. Trust me.
There are a flood of super chats coming in, and that's amazing. Thank you guys very much. That is how these lovely co-hosts are supported. So we're fully transparent with that. That is also something that's really important to me, is transparency with you guys. So yeah, and that's pretty much where it starts and stops. Let's see if Destin can remember how to do this. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for
Hard News.
Let's go. Oh, that's awesome.
Still got it.
He still got it. All right. So let's get into some video game news today, which is that was cool to hear. That was very cool to hear, Destin. I'm not gonna lie. Did you point? I didn't see.
I didn't point.
God,
Because that's the intro. It's like today on Hard News, we're going to be talking about Xbox Game Pass sales, Ubisoft's toxic gaming police alert system, Ant-Man's Rotten Tomatoes score, and Dead Island 2 could release early. All that and more coming up right now on. No, I did it wrong.
No, you did it so wrong.
I was so close.
It's been a decade.
It's time for Hard News.
That's right.
Intro.
Yeah, exactly.
Copywritten
exactly.
intro.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some news today, and we'll kind of go there. So first and foremost, this was an interesting story that came out yesterday. Microsoft confirms that. Destin, can you read that? Do you want to read these?
Well, I could read that, or I could actually read the 271-page document where that is quoted from.
Well, let's actually. Because this is actually really interesting because on your channel, the Destin channel, this has been a really big talking point for you. This is a part of the big merger of Microsoft and Activision. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, Activision and Microsoft are trying to. Well, Microsoft's trying to buy Activision. Activision stakeholders want it to go through. Activision seems like they want to sell to Microsoft, and now all the regulatory bodies are getting involved. So that includes the CMA, the EU, and the FTC is actually suing Microsoft to block the merger. But all of it hinges on this CMA decision. Now, these were the
question. What is this? What is CMA? What are you talking about? I don't even know what that is.
It's like the government body for preventing monopolies and stuff like that, but in the UK.
Got it.
United
So
Kingdom.
is
It's like the
that what they're worried
FTC of
about?
the UK.
So they're worried that this joint venture will create a huge monopoly in the gaming system, or like
They're worried it will have negative effects on competition. So like it would harm competition. Microsoft's argument is, they're in third place behind Nintendo and Sony, and even further back if you include like Tencent and other companies. And with this merger, some of the stuff that I look at, I'm like, okay, well, if they were to acquire Activision Blizzard, they would have about the same amount of IPs as Sony currently does. And yeah, I don't know. It's just been a really interesting story for me to cover on the channel and sort of look at all the different takes of it. Like Sony has been flying around to all the regulatory bodies to get it blocked. And the longer Sony can convince the deal to be delayed, the more money they get to keep making off of Activision games being on their platform. even though Microsoft has said, like, we'll give it to you for 10 years, they've actually said if the deal goes through, Nintendo will also start getting Call of Duty for 10 years. And the focus has been on that one property. Now, the most recent update, and we can get to the Game Pass thing in a second, because the real story that we're discussing is that Microsoft said, paragraph 5.6, they say one sentence. Microsoft has also submitted that its internal analysis shows a blank % decline in base game sales 12 months following their addition on Game Pass. Now, I think that means for the first year, but if it means after a first year, I mean, that's just obvious. Like most games decline in sales after the first year, right? Like, unless you're like a GTA or Mario Kart for whatever reason. But
Mario Kart's awesome. I love the game. It's good.
Yeah.
It
So
is good.
Microsoft came out. They didn't really deny it, but the way the deals work. Sorry, am I rambling too much?
No, you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah,
good info.
It's very businessy. But this is
It
like
is
your,
really
this is your
business.
expertise.
It's hard news.
Yeah, it's what I've been covering on the channel a lot, because like people have started tuning in and they're like, I love your coverage of this, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just keep covering this, and the videos were doing well, so yeah, I'm kind of up to snuff on it. Where was I? So Microsoft.
Let's just move on to the story, I guess.
Yeah,
about the Game Pass. So this is the story. They're talking about how, and this is like interesting because Game Pass is the service that you pay every month for, and then they give you a bunch of games, right? It's kind of like a subscription service.
Remember, like access to like 400 games, like the full games.
Right. So, as a result, there's, and I think the idea that it hurts game sales, like, well, yeah, of course it does. Like, why would it not? Because I'm the guy who pays my $20 and I'm like, oh, I have an entire library of games. Why would I need to buy anything? It doesn't make any sense to me. So I think that's like, it's the most common sense statement you can possibly make. Like, well, yeah, of course it hurts the game sales.
It's true. I mean, really, who's getting hurt in this situation, right? It's the individual developers. When I don't know how it works. So if you make a game, right?
Yeah.
And then does Microsoft buy the game from you to put it on there, or do you see what I'm asking here?
They've actually been pretty transparent about that. What they do is they cover a large portion of the development costs for the game, and the developers can work out how the revenue is paid out. So the developer is paid via Game Pass revenue. So the subscription revenue goes directly to the developer to get it on Game Pass, and that deal is coordinated between Microsoft and the developer before the game hits the service. And one developer actually tweeted the following today. Because like I said, Mike Rose, who makes games like he works on Descenders, Hypnospace Outlaw, Let's Build a Zoo, etc. He says, all I can say is we're aiming to get every single title we publish from now on onto Game Pass. In doing so, we'll secure success for each title and relieve immense pressure for the devs. But please, gamers, continue to explain why it's bad for us. So we have these repeated stories of developers saying, I like Game Pass. Like, it's been good for us development-wise. Like Tunic recently, right? Tunic was funded in large part by Game Pass revenue. Microsoft paid for that game to come out. It was exclusive to Game Pass for a short window of time, and then it came to PlayStation. So
it's a guarantee. It's not having to worry about whether your game is successful or not.
Exactly.
Game Pass to whatever.
Exactly.
I don't know if I like that though, because for a game to be successful, it's got to be good. But this is kind of going, Game Pass is going to give us money anyway, so we don't even need to make sure it's a quality game. Obviously, Microsoft isn't going to have like crap games, but I don't know. There seems to be
Microsoft's not like, hey, your game's a pile of crap. Yeah, you can come on Game Pass.
Or woke, or there's certain things that it might be a good game, but the story could be crap. The story could be amazing, but the gameplay could be crap. I don't know. There's a lot of...
There have been instances of really, really great games that have been created because of Game Pass. And there are instances of bad games that have been on Game Pass. Like, I think The Ascent was sort of middling in terms of review scores.
Yeah.
But for a lot of developers, like this one that I just quoted, it secures the development risk and allows creation of interesting new IPs. Did I say Pentiment?
To me,
so
it's
Pentiment
almost,
was the big one last year.
to me, it's almost like hedging your bets and gambling. But I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think with this Game Pass, it will allow people who might buy the game to play it first and not, and the people who won't buy the game, you know what I'm saying? Because I think if you're going to buy the game, you're going to buy the game, you know?
I don't
Not if
even
you
use
get the
Game
entire
Pass.
game.
Right.
If you get the
I don't
entire
bother
game
with
on
it.
Game Pass, you know, what's the point? You're going to play it all anyway.
Do you use
It-
the
it
Nintendo
feels like-
subscription, Labs?
I don't even pay for it. I have a friend who pays for it for me.
Yeah.
And I don't really use that either. If I want the game, I'm just gonna buy the game because then,
Yeah,
you know,
see.
after like a month or whatever, you don't have it anymore if you don't renew your Game Pass. So I just go and actually get the game straight away.
With the
tell you-
Nintendo service, the reason that drives me nuts is because, you know, they just added some older Metroid games, I think, or some older games that I wanted to purchase, but you can't purchase them. You can only subscribe to the service
Right.
to play those games. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
just let me buy them for the third time. I want to buy them for the third time, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how Nintendo does it. But Adam, to answer your question, like if a game was ever to leave Game Pass, you would have to purchase it to continue on with your progress. So there's some incentivization there. Like GTA 5 was on Game Pass for like a week or something, I think. Then they took it off, probably as an experiment to see, okay, do those convert into sales? And yeah, I mean,
You know what I love about having you guys talk about this stuff? It is truly hardcore gaming.
It's time for hardcore gaming.
That's what it is with you guys. It's the best. Like it's about as hardcore as you could possibly get. And I love it. I love it.
I actually really like this because
Yeah.
often I'm just talking to myself and nobody really like has any questions or like, well, what if this thing's bad? And I can be like, well, you know, that's a good point. And I love like the points y'all are bringing up.
What
Yeah,
I'm seeing,
Adam.
it's almost as if it's the gaming union. You know, it protects. It's great. Like you said, Destin. Like there's good games that have come out because of it, but there could be bad games that come out that, you know, I don't know. I see the positives and the negatives of it, and I'm not sure. I just want quality games. That's really...
I see what you're saying. People could, oh, I got this guaranteed money. I don't necessarily need to put my
Right.
heart and soul into it. But,
Mhm.
you know, I kind of see it more as how he said it earlier, where, you know, this helps me make the game as best as I can because I don't have to worry about all this financial whatever mess, you know.
I haven't seen a particularly egregious title on Game Pass, or I just don't play those games where they're just straight up like shoving microtransactions there, or trying to like squeeze every dollar out of you. Most of the games have been of quality, and I I don't think any developer is going to devote, you know, 3 to 7 years of their life to make a pile of crap. You know, yeah.
Well, what's funny is or what's interesting to me is I see companies use Game Pass very smartly, right? So the NFL season just ended, and EA's like, well, now we're gonna release Madden 23 because the market's dried up. No one needed to buy it. No one's gonna buy it anymore. So we're gonna release this last year's Madden game and expose an entire group of people to Madden and get them hyped. Because guess what? In 6 months from now, the new Madden's coming out, and that's like increasing their user base, and it makes a lot of sense.
It's almost like getting paid for promotion.
Right.
Yeah, I thought of something interesting too. This could offer newer developers that might not have the overhead to fully fund a game that they want to build, and they can kind of work a deal like, we're gonna do this game. Microsoft is like, all right, it'll be on Game Pass. Here's the overhead that you can actually, you know, work and get this game out, and then boom, we got this new IP that no one's ever heard of before, but it turns out to be a banging game because, you know, some new developers thought of it, just couldn't afford it. I don't know. I'm seeing I'm trying to find the other side and look into a positive side of it. So yeah, that could be good.
Tunic's a good example of that. You know, a game made by like one person that was good enough to be added to the service, and they fronted the development costs. And
awesome.
That person seemed to have a positive experience with it. And then there's like bigger companies like Obsidian that want to make something like Pentiment, which is a very unique game. Like it's like old style art from like historical books, and they tell this murder mystery, and it's very popular for the people that played it. Maybe it didn't have like buku sales, but the developers got it to create something that was a passion project, and then they go back to making, you know, whatever Obsidian happens to be working. Avowed.
Did they make
or
New
whatever they're
Vegas?
developing.
Is that
Yeah, they
Obsidian?
made New Vegas.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
let's move on to our next story here, because I think that's all amazing. But if we stay here, we're going to be here for about 14 hours talking about Game Pass, which is fine. You know, let's keep on moving on. This came out about a week ago, but it's worth talking about. And Adam was like, "We got to talk about this today." Let's head over to the UK, and that's better. There we go. Toxic gaming tackled by Ubisoft's unique police alert system, which may be the scariest thing I've ever heard in my life. The idea. Okay, so
Not even sure what it means.
well, bingo. Great question. The gaming industry, like many others, like many where people interact online, have been trying to figure out how to get to grips with behaviors like this for years. Talking about our jokes and bad stuff, right? And Ubisoft has signed its first of its kind deal with police to try to tackle the issue for its players. So they're going to be working with police to determine things that are, if there's a potential violent opportunity with these things. And their quote that was kind of scary was, "We want to be on the right side of history." But the
people who say that are never on the right side.
Right.
But this is interesting because the as you dive a little bit deeper into this, they talk about there's no real
it's vague.
Very vague, right? So the idea of what is bad and what is good isn't clearly defined. There's a lot of gray attached to this. It says it sees specialist offers to share their knowledge and expertise in harmful online content with a 200-strong team working at a center in Newcastle, who then applied that training to their day-to-day work. Second, the agreement is in place so that in extreme cases where there is threat to life or potential serious harm spotted, staff can track the information to police. We have millions of players and tens of millions of interactions. So how can we spot incidents? It is daunting, but at the same time, it's very important, which is why we want to sign this deal and try to make things right. We want to focus on extreme cases, make sure we do the right thing, because it gives us a solid foundation to build the rest of our work around. Less than 0.01% of cases at the center deals with end up requiring police intervention. So
the problem is it opens the door to being abused, right? I don't know who's sitting on that 200 person panel of people who are actually perusing, but I don't know if you remember, Destin, you might remember this a couple years ago, or maybe like 5 years ago now. They did the same thing. They had this the bully squad. Do you remember the bully squad? I think it was also Ubisoft. They created this bully team that would go in. You would report a player that's being toxic, and then the bully squad would actually join the game and like bully the person back.
There's no way a company did that.
Craig, you remember this?
No.
Sound familiar?
No, it wasn't a company. It wasn't a company. It was like a group of like Twitter activists who were like,
okay, is that what it was?
Yeah. They got together like on Discord and
the bully squad. I think it was called the bully hunters. Yes, thank you. Chat is always right. Thank you, chat. Bully hunters, and it was hilarious. There was a few videos that actually were glorious, but for the most part, it was cringy. It's like, come on, man. But the problem with this stuff is it opens the door to someone in the UK. You can be offended by a tweet and get the person arrested. It's kind of crazy. I mean, we're bordering on politics right now, but it's weird how they mesh. It's kind of, I don't know.
That's why we're not going to do that, because Side Scrollers is politics free. But go ahead, Trav.
I was going to say, that's why when you write laws that are so vague, like you said, that's why it's scary, because you don't know how it's going to be used.
Well, here's some background on the bully squad right here. It says on April 6, 2008, the Bully Hunters YouTube channel uploaded the first trailer for an upcoming live stream about harassment in video games. On April 12th, the event was streamed on Facebook and Twitch, which hosts discussed misogynistic video game harassment and broad Counter-Strike global offensive matches in which Bully Hunter is dispatched to take down harassment in game. So the idea, I mean, look, I don't think anybody can look. We've all been in lobbies before and heard what is said, and we all get that, right? And I think it's one of those things where I think everybody can do better, but at the same time, you're also playing with like 12 and 13-year-old kids, and we need to understand that.
Yeah,
these are like idiots. These are like just dumb kids. They're dumb
They're
kids
just funny, stupid
saying
idiots.
whatever they can to trigger you.
Right. They're just trying to get a rise out of you. That's the whole idea.
There's a few things I latch onto in this. There's one sentence. It says, secondarily, an agreement is in place so that in extreme cases where there is a threat to life or potential serious harm spotted, staff can fast track the information to police. So this is a third party who, if you're threatening to do something that involves threat to life, you got to be careful with what you say on YouTube because it'll just like screw up the whole thing.
Right.
But then
which is crazy enough as it is, by the way.
Then they will alert police. And there have been instances where very serious things have taken place over video games, crazy it is, right? Like there's some unstable people out there in the world. So if this prevents harm coming to a family or a person, I mean, I would never want anything bad to happen to anybody. And it's unfortunate that there has to be a third-party task force to look at this. But I think it is something that potentially companies, like, if it prevents one person coming to harm, is it worth the risk of that infringement?
Well, then we go down the rabbit hole, the rabbit hole that I think we've all been down over the last, little bit, and that's a bigger conversation, I think. But
I'm resisting the urge to talk to be political, because it really this story really threads the line between gaming and politics. It's merging them, because it's the activists that are in these companies are what's causing a lot of this, I don't know, woke nonsense to be entered into video games.
But to me, I don't think it's about that. This is about
I understand.
Somebody threatening to do that. Yeah.
Well,
but if someone's life if you feel threatened, right? If you're playing and someone's saying this up to you, wouldn't it be pertinent for that person to call the police and be like, this person has made this threat against me and it seems viable, instead of a company suddenly gaining
like if they
that
send
ability,
me my
that
address,
power.
If they send me
I know
my
your address. I'm
then,
coming for you. Like,
and then they contact the police, and then the police contact this company and say, "Hey, do you have anything that can help us here?" And they're like, "Oh, what's the situation? Oh, well, this happened." And then I think in that thing that you're describing, Adam, hopefully the police in this company could work together to prevent anything bad happening.
I don't know.
I'm saying take the company out of it. What's the company need to be there for?
Because they have all the information of the user.
Right.
So at some point, like, that communication would have to happen.
I don't know if this happens anymore, but back in the day, this is what police used to tell women all the time. That are being stalked. We can't do anything until they do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe this is a good way to keep track of all the little things, because when you have 1,000 little things, it seems like a much bigger issue than if you have it right in front of you, than if you say, well, they've been doing some things. You know what I mean?
And in a weird way, I have this really weird analogy which won't make any sense, but it does in my weird brain. Talking about like these little things, right? Throughout the day, it's such a stupid analogy, but I'm gonna say it anyways, because I do stupid analogies. Throughout the day, you get a handful of chips. You're walking by, there's a bag of chips on the counter, right? And throughout the day, you're grabbing them, you're eating a chip, you're eating a chip, you're eating a chip, and you don't even think about it. You don't even think about these little chips that you're eating, right? But by the end of the day, you feel like crap because you ate an entire bag of chips. You didn't even realize you had an entire bag of chips, right? And in my weird brain, that's what I hear Travis saying. There's just the little things, they add up over time.
It's
and
like there was one lady who texted her ex-boyfriend 50,000 times in a year.
I heard of that. That was nuts.
50,000. Now, if you say
That's
my
insane.
ex is texting me, that doesn't sound as bad as if I show you 40 pages of 50,000. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, people are crazy. I think we can all agree that people are crazy.
Guys,
I think for this story, I don't think we have enough context to the processes in place. Because if even Adam is saying like, if they're contacting the police with this information and then they work with the company, that seems okay. But if the company is making that decision to go through, then it's sort of like a bit more of a gray area, I think.
Yeah,
But
I think
it's in the UK.
Right on the head.
The UK arrested 3,500 people last year for being offensive online.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
3,500 people.
Yeah, and it's a very scary premise to give them more power to police what's going on online, because
and then what's offensive?
What I see going on in the UK is, you can't protest, you can't say something offensive online without getting into legal trouble. So I see what you're saying. Like I would love for I don't want to say specific things on YouTube, but like preventing the next Columbine kind of stuff, preventing serious things from going on. If there's like serious red flags and it can help prevent that, sure. But I can't see this power being used for just that. Someone's going to take advantage of the system, and I don't know. Right. That scares me.
Well, anytime anything's in place, people take advantage of it. I mean, it's insane to think about. I've seen axe throwing competitions, where people are like, no, and they bend and twist, and we've seen that a million times. Even if you're,
There's another. Now that we're talking about this, there's another story that reminds me of this. There's a YouTuber called Friendly Jordies or something, and they have a similar law in Australia. And him and his family were assaulted by the police because they insulted a politician down there, and the politician didn't like it. Well, that politician just so happens to run this organization, and they showed up at his house, assaulted him, and arrested him. And it's on YouTube. You can watch it.
Wow. No thanks.
Just avoid that stuff. Yeah.
That's scary stuff, man. Well, I'll tell you what, we're about 30 minutes in. Things have been awesome. I appreciate you guys. And we've been hit by a ton of super chats. So I want to take a few minutes and I want to read some of them off and let you guys know, first and foremost, thank you very much. This is how these fine folks make money. And if you value their time, we greatly appreciate that. Starting off with Backyard TARDIS with the $10 super chat, says, it's time for Side Scrollers. Evan comes in with the $5, says, let's rock and roll. Prince Lethal says, Blabs, hit me. Blabs, do you need to hit him or something?
Yeah, I gotta punch him, I guess.
Okay, sounds
there
good.
There you
go. Invader comes in with the super chat, says, let's stink and go. Drunk 3PO, my boy, who will also be on
Drunk 3PO
in the future, says, let's
Love
go. Chancho says, let's do this. Craig Adams and Blabs and Destin and Trav. There you go. Thank you so much, Chancho. Says, oh, and Daddy Destin and my man Trav.
Daddy Destin.
Dad, I love it. Two Gun Jr. coming in as a member for 29 months has been saving this. Let's go. Quiznos comes in, says, the journey starts over again today. Love that. Evan comes in with the $100.
Wow.
Dang.
Hold on.
Hey, let's go.
That's a better clap. Yeah.
Much love to you guys. Hard news and pointing at the screen is always money. You hear that? Hear that, Destin? You better start getting pointing every time you're on. Thank you so much, Evan. That is beyond generous. Bill comes in with the $10 super chat. Says, hey, Craig and panel, love the concept of the show. Been a lurker in the Screw Attack GA community for years. Was super happy when you came back to YouTube. Well, thank you so much, Bill. Greatly appreciate that. Listen to this. Shamsa comes in with the $1,000 direct donation.
What?
Whoa.
Okay, I gotta.
Shamsa,
We gotta do the claps again.
Is that in US dollars?
Wow.
Brazilian dollars.
Insane.
Wait, who was that? Who
That was
just did that?
Shamsa.
Shamsa.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that is insane.
Shamsa, you know what? That
You'll
gets
recognize that name often.
Shamsa, Evie, absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Shamsa. That is
Dang.
insane.
Shamsa.
Sorry, we're just getting to that, but the news was hot. It was hard. Krusty comes in with the 4 months of re-memberships. Can't believe this day has come. That's right. And Jay Rome gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Jay Rome. If you got a gifted a membership, make sure you say thanks to Jay Rome. Robert Wiles comes in with these super chats. Says, bless Adam and be blessed by Adams and Blabs and Craig and everyone. They are slowly getting better. Have a blessed day. Well, we don't suck that bad, but we'll get to sucking less.
Oh, he's just wishing us well. Robert's great.
That's awesome. That's
Cheers,
great.
Robert. By the way, chat, I just want to say what we just talked about, that's about as political as we'll ever get.
Yep.
All right. And even that was too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was pushing it.
Thanks, Craig.
We're gonna all figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. But like I said, we're gonna figure out the boundaries, and then we're gonna come back, and then we may step over them once, and we're gonna come back. It's okay. We're figuring this out. It's all right. Big Top comes in with the $5 direct donation. Says just wanted to say, hey yo. Anybody get that reference? Anybody know what hey yo means? Hey yo. Anybody?
It sounds like Fonzie a little
Razor
bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Ramon.
Razor Ramon or Scott
Hey
Hall.
yo.
Hey yo. I can't do it as good as him.
All right.
Travis, who's on stream right now with 1,500 bits, says, guys, hosts get paid through donations. Let them know how much we love them. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Trav. Appreciate that. All right, and that's where we're at. That was a great halftime, a great quarter time or halftime. I'm not quite sure where we're at right now, but let us continue on. Destin, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Blab?
Enthusiastic. Yeah.
All right, awesome. And Adam, you look like you're having a great time.
Oh, I love it, man. I love this. This is great. Talking about video games. This is my jam.
I love. I'm gonna need to get some sort of like graphic on screen that whenever your camera freezes, just for fun, like
Is it freezing again?
yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't understand why.
It's not real bad, but I swear it's during the transitions when it gets bigger or smaller.
No worries, no worries. Robert Weiss comes in and says, I'm slowly getting better. I had knee surgery. I had a mass removed. My typing sucks. Be blessed. Okay, Robert, sounds good. Well, I'm glad you're getting better. We'll get better with you, Robert. I appreciate that. And that one
Robert.
Axe comes in with the 100 bits as well. And Ice Cold Ombre, brand new member. Thank you so much, Ice Cold Ombre. All right.
It's a great name.
Yes, for sure. Let's continue on with some news. Let's do like a couple more stories here. Just a couple more. I got a full list of a bunch, but I'm gonna veto a few of them because we still have a middle segment and the news desk to get to. Let's talk about Ant-Man. Are you guys fans of the Marvel MCU? Have you guys kept up with it?
Once upon a time, yes.
Okay, so
I think this new phase has been
one.
pretty abysmal.
I love that.
I'm being
Phase one is
honest.
great.
Yeah.
I think that's been the general thought of the Phase 4. Is that what it's called? Phase 4 is pretty.
I have no idea what's going on.
I think
I
we're
don't
on phase
give a
5.
crap
Isn't
about
this the
Kang
first
the
of phase
Conqueror.
5?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So this is right.
Yeah.
So Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania off to upsetting start on Rotten Tomatoes. It says Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania looks to make a splash in the MCU. First Phase 5 movie. This is the first of the next group. Ant-Man 3 is set. Ant-Man 3. I didn't even know there was an Ant-Man 2. So that's where
I
I'm
actually
at.
liked Ant-Man too. I'm one of those weirdos.
You are weird.
I thought it was a
Thank
pretty
you.
good movie.
Yeah, I
I'm
like
with
it.
Travis.
Ant-Man 3 is set to become the MCU's 31st movie. Oh my god!
Oh wow!
Dang.
And next steps forward in the multiverse saga, pitting Ant-Man against the MCU's latest big bad, Kang the Conqueror. Even though this is an Ant-Man movie, first and foremost, expectations of are through the multiverse roof, especially with the particular importance of this being a stepping stone moving ahead. Early reviews for Ant-Man 3 brought a wide range of reactions from critics, but the long and short of it is that it has a 63% on Rotten Tomato right now with 70 critic scores. This obviously isn't available right now for everybody. It hasn't come out yet, but there's been a big marketing push for this. But the overall thought is that this is a big disappointment for the starting point of the fifth phase of the MCU, which I don't know. Personally, Ant-Man, I was talking about this the other day. Ant-Man as a whole is a character that I never cared about. I didn't know existed until the MCU existed, right?
You just don't like ants.
Who likes ants?
men.
Who goes, oh, I really love that ant over there.
Ants
Let
are
me not
really
step
cool,
on it."
okay?
They're pretty
Ant-
awesome.
Go check out Ants Canada. Seriously,
No.
it's a really great channel if you're into that. Ants. Okay.
Now we know Destin's hobbies.
My YouTube I had an ant problem in the house at one time, and then I fell down the rabbit hole learning about ants, and they're actually really
They freak
interesting.
me out,
so-
man. They're so strong and they're like big. No.
Diatomaceous earth. All right, diatomaceous earth. That's all you need to. That's all you need.
This is a YouTube channel.
Wardroom. That's a different thing.
Holy crap!
KUNTS.
What am I doing wrong? Look at this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about ants.
Please go away.
5 million about ants.
Yeah, it's got 5 million
God.
subscribers. Look at that,
Holy
Blabs.
cow!
Oh,
I haven't
That's
seen
a
this one. That's
massive
like
ant.
that must be the queen,
I'm cool now.
and the queen is using trophallaxis to feed the nanites, and the female worker.
Oh man! So you really got into this ant scene, huh, Destin? Huh?
Oh, Destin, why?
The question is,
They're just interesting insects. I don't know.
will more people watch Ants Canada than the new Ant-Man movie?
Yes.
Probably.
Well, no.
You do
Like,
see
if
what I posted
total?
there, Craig. As of June 2022, the Marvel Cinematic Universe series was the highest grossing film franchise with a total worldwide box office of $26.6 billion.
Yeah,
God, this is
total,
crazy.
including phase 1
Oh
and
my
2
God.
when they were good.
Yeah.
So my problem with the whole MCU
That's my
thing.
sorry, Craig. That was my point, though, is when you made that much money, you can't do wrong in your own mind. So you know what I
They've gotten
mean?
cocky and greedy.
There's been some criticisms, like the CGI. A lot of people are saying isn't quite as good as it was in the beginning. Like it's starting because they're trying to do too many movies back to back
All
to
at
back and hit
once,
that
yeah.
schedule, right? It's
Yep.
just like take. I would prefer they took a little bit more time on the writing and figuring
Quality
out
over
the
quantity.
trajectory.
Yes, you guys
Yeah,
are right.
I think by the time we get to Fantastic Four, then maybe they'll have it figured out, and all this stuff is just like, well, we got to get all this stuff out the door so that we keep.
He might
the
be a
hype up.
Fantastic Boy by the time you get there, though.
I hope so, and I hope they don't ruin the
puns.
Fantastic Four again.
Whoa. Do you have some animation for puns? Because that was a pretty good one.
that was a pretty good fun.
Yeah, you gotta have a pun.
Pun
thing,
master. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, Blabs, just once again, your quick thought on what's
Stop!
happening
Nah.
It's no!
I don't know what ant
That's
would be that
nasty,
big.
bro.
Like
That's a
that,
big
that
ant.
seems like a different ant than
I'm gonna
good
have nightmares
workers. I don't
tonight.
know.
I'm gonna text you guys at 1 in the morning going, I dreamt of ants. It's gonna be all
I love
your
it.
fault.
I love it. oh, that's awesome. Well,
There's a little link for a pun video there
oh,
called The Punisher.
Video.
well, maybe we'll incorporate that into the show. Okay, so everyone go see Ant-Man or not.
We didn't even do the story.
Nope, that's it. Let's move on. Dead Island
That's
2. Dead Island 2, due in 2015, coming out a week early. Which is such a great headline.
Wait a minute. So does that mean they're
Mental
going to go
math.
back in time and release it a week before it was supposed to come out?
Well, this is a game that's been in development
come out
hell for a
faster.
long time.
Better be good then.
Do you guys remember Dead Island from back in the day?
Never played it.
No, Destin.
I played Dead Island, and I also played Dead Island 2 when it was revealed at PAX. So I have footage of that build of the game from a billion years ago, and apparently they like restarted twice after that.
Oof.
So yeah, this game has been through the ringer. So releasing early, I think is what Adam is getting at. Is like, oh, so you're gonna release 2 years ago when it was supposed to come out?
Right. Well, 8 years ago, because it was supposed to originally
wow.
be released in 2015. This kind of has Duke Nukem Forever vibes to it. If you recall
Oh.
Duke Nukem Forever, remember that?
Yeah.
Was, that was like stuck in development hell. I think it was like 13 or 14 years that it was supposed to come out, and then it got passed around and all that stuff. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. The first Dead Island game developed by Techland launched in 2011. So 13 years ago now. It wasn't a perfect game, but it was a mix of first-person combat, open-world hijinks, co-op zombie killing, blah, 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 blah. Then they announced the second one at E3 2014. And I remember people being kind of excited about it. But
Sounds fun.
yeah, well, so the development hell, and this is kind of where it goes into, its original developer, Techland, went off and worked on a different zombie game, Dying Light. Meanwhile, Jaeger took on the task of developing the sequel. After being announced in 2014 with a 2015 release window, the game was delayed and Yeager left the project in July 2015. Then in March 2016, Sumo Digital took it over, and for the next 2 years or so, publisher Deep Silver kept telling people the game wasn't dead and it was still being worked on. But in August 2019, the publisher's parent company, THQ Nordic, announced that Sumo Digital wasn't working on the game anymore, and that instead an internal team at Deep Silver known as Dam Buster was developing Dead Island 2. And finally, Dead Island 2 comes out April 21st, 2023 for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One Series X, Xbox One, and PC, hopefully, and maybe even the Nintendo Wii. Who knows?
That hopefully is very interesting, though. Right at the end. It's coming out at this time.
I can't think of many games like this that have been stuck in this bad of development hell. That where you just they're announced, there's a little bit of hype behind them, and then they're just totally forgotten about. And then it's like, oh, by the way, here they are.
Doom, maybe.
Doom.
Yeah,
the remake.
Yeah.
That's
not the only one I can think of.
It's funny. I got the Steam Deck.
Right here. Oh, look
I got this the other day. Love this thing, and I was like, "Oh, I could play any game on my PC." I downloaded the original Doom. I was just playing Doom. I'm like, "Oh, this is awesome! I could play Doom from 94 or something."
Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
Glorious.
Destin, what was your impression of Dead Island 2 a decade ago? Did you like it?
It seemed fine. It seemed like more of the same. I'm actually pretty excited about Dead Island 2 now, and whatever the newest version is going to be of the game. So,
well, Dam Busters, they do big things.
Do they? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard of them. But their name is Dam Busters. Got to be something good.
Pretty cool name.
Old name.
Let's move on to another story here. This was very interesting. Are you guys fans of John Wick?
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
So me too. I really enjoyed the first 3 movies. The third one was okay, but the first one is like, top tier, classic,
top
amazing.
Tier.
Like
absolutely,
probably one of the greatest action movies in history. The scene where he's going through the nightclub and just slowly taking everybody out. I mean, that's just iconic, right?
I would say quickly taking everyone out.
Well, yeah, quickly,
John Wick style.
But methodically, quickly. Yes. And, I think the thing about John Wick that I really appreciate is the impact that you feel whenever he hits somebody. You feel the impact, the knife going into somebody, the impact of a kick to the knee or whatever. And I think that's one of the things that makes it so much fun to watch. He drives around in cool cars. And let's not forget, this whole thing started because somebody killed his dog.
Yep.
That's like my favorite thing about the whole thing. Anyways, John Wick 4, John Wick Chapter 4, the runtime, the movie length has been revealed. Any guesses on the total runtime for this movie in total minutes?
Well, I know, so I'm not going to guess.
Okay, Adam abstains. Destin, any idea?
All right, I haven't looked.
Okay.
What's 2 hours in minutes?
120 minutes.
190 minutes.
190 minutes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Blabs, any thoughts? So you're thinking that's going to be 3 hours and 10 minutes long?
Sure.
Wow. Okay. Blabs?
Well, I assume that's why it's a story. It's really long, right?
It's really 12 minutes.
Yeah. It's going to be a short.
I'm going to say 149 minutes.
149. That's a long. Yeah, it's 2.5 hours. Not bad. The total runtime for this right now is clocking in at 169 minutes. So that's
nice.
Closing in on 2.5 over 2.5 hours. Yeah. You boys.
Wait, score.
Blabs. Ridiculous. So the ticking clock. I thought John Wick was like the perfect length. It was, 100 hour, just over an hour and a half. Then 2 and 3 came in at just over 2 hours. And now this next one is going to be 2 hours and looks like 40 minutes long, 2 hours and 39 minutes long. I don't know. Is it just like, I feel a little concerned about that because John Wick is one of those movies that you feel a little, what's wrong? What's wrong, Destin? Is everything okay?
I think I got to go.
Have you been playing? Oh, it sounded like
no, my son's crying at the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
You go. If you want to come back, you're welcome anytime, Destin.
Okay.
Okay.
How do I leave? I'll do mute and stop. and then if I can come back, I will.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Bye.
Dude, nice to meet you, mate.
I'm gonna get him out of here. There you go. How do I get out of here? I don't even know. All right.
He's stuck here forever.
So this John Wick movie, right? I love John Wick. I've seen all 3 of them multiple times, and if we're just getting more John Wick, like I'm okay with it. Like let's bring it on. I gotta say, most of these long movies are just too long. I get it. Like you go back in the 90s, right? You get some movies that are like an hour and 20 minutes, and they're just beautiful movies. Like just bam, nonstop, and then it's over. You're like, wow, that was great. But John Wick, I'll take it as long as it's continuing on with the action-packed guns, cars, violence. Just bring it on.
I
I'm
think
okay with
that's the thing with John Wick fans is John Wick fans are John Wick fans, and they're gonna watch it. And I
Nailed
don't
it.
think
Exactly.
they're out to get some enormous amount of new fans. They're making this for their fans, which I'm
Right.
okay with it. If
Yeah.
they want to spend 3 hours watching it,
And I will.
And you will. What did you, Blabs? Have you seen the John Wick movies?
Nope, and I just changed it to never seen Wick.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Not any of them.
I've never seen one.
That would be an
All right.
amazing opportunity to sit down and watch John Wick with you and do like a reaction.
Do like a whole marathon, sure.
Well, even just the first one, because
Okay,
I think
I'm down.
Gotta watch the first one.
Oh my god!
even
it
if
is
you
first
just
one.
watch it for the choreography of the fights, it's amazing. The choreography of the fights they do,
Oh,
like
yeah.
literally amazing. And he does his own choreography, Keanu. So it's not a stunt double.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a stud, man. Like
It's crazy.
it's crazy to think that Keanu Reeves
He could probably
and
kill a bunch of people with a real gun if he, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
have
doing
you
that
seen
stuff.
have you seen the videos of him at the gun range?
yeah, it's
He's good.
insanity. It's insane.
He's
Bro.
cool. He's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
for
it-
an
yeah, it is.
actor, like an actor worth like $60 million, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it's insane to think about. You know, the work that goes into just holding
Yeah,
the
this
gun
is the one I
properly.
watched.
Yeah, he's out there. You know, it's funny actually. When I was in the gun space for a year, this guy Terran Tactical, I got to know of him pretty well, and this is out at his range, which is crazy to think about. But what he's doing right here, moving tactically, like as somebody who knows very little about guns, but what I learned while I was in the industry, my God, what he's doing is insanely impressive. It
Yeah.
looks cool to the average person, but the way he's moving his hands and it's amazing, man.
I was told he did training with Marines, and not just any Marines, the Marines that like are sent somewhere to kill like Osama bin Laden type Marines.
Right.
Like SEAL team.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to hear a funny story or an interesting
Yeah.
story?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Always.
so speaking of my time in the gun space, the company I worked for that year was a startup, and it was a startup that was a sister company to this brand called Staccato. Staccato is thought of like, it's like the Lamborghini of pistols, right? It's this really high end pistol that it when you shoot it, it feels like you're shooting a laser. I mean, it's there's no dip. I remember going out and shooting a Staccato for the first time and being like, I'm really fucking good. Did I miss? I was like, did I miss my calling? Should I have been shooting guns? And then my boss, the CEO, was like, hey, shoot this. And he got out like a Glock or something. And I shot the Glock, and all my shots that were down the middle are now like down to the left. And I was like, oh, okay. So I get it. Anyway, so the company I worked for was a sister company. And I mentioned the CEO. Well, we had a little bit of turnover in the company. And the second CEO that I worked for was actually the commanding officer of the original SEAL team, which was like, we're talking about like men here. These are like bad dudes who have seen bad stuff. And I was always like really impressed with them. And they were very military, but their passion, his passion in particular was teaching people about gun safety. And just that was his, like, what he wanted to devote his entire life around. He was so passionate about it. And, you know, they would be doing things like this, like that that Keanu's doing here. You know, they would go and do all this, and I couldn't handle any of this stuff. But yeah, he's shooting with his opposite hand, and you know, this is all like this is what they do for fun. People who are really in the gun space.
Just his body movements do a lot of things. I mean, it keeps him aware of his surroundings, aware of other people who he doesn't want to shoot. You know what I mean? That's, you know, just that stance allows him to do many, many things.
This looks like John Wick. I mean, as he's moving through here, the sheer accuracy and everything that he's and the tactical nature.
That's the crazy part is he can actually shoot that well.
Right.
It's not blanks.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
Every other TV show you watch, they're always blanks. They're shooting blanks. You know, he can actually go out there and do it.
Well, we'll wrap that up saying that John Wick 4 is going to be 161 minutes long.
When is the release date on that?
It's coming out very soon, I believe. Let's see. All right, March 24th. Yeah.
Nice.
Maybe, that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah, that'd be a fun like side scrollers expedition. We all go see it. We come in and we do our like little review of it. After. That'd be fun. Amazing. I did want to piggyback onto this. This is kind of same but different because it has Keanu, and we'll move on to some other stuff after this. But this will be like the last hard news story for the day. This was really fascinating. This is something that deals with technology that hasn't been touched on enough. Keanu Reeves says deepfakes are scary, confirms his film contracts ban digital edits of him acting. So when he does that's an amazing statement. So he was let's kind of read through this really quick. And it's interesting. Said The Matrix and John Wick actor even confirmed that there's a clause in every one of his movie contracts that prevents studios from digitally manipulating his performances.
Wow.
He says,
cool.
I don't mind.
Like it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't mind if someone takes a blink out during an edit, but early on in the early 2000s, or it may have been in the 90s, I had a performance change. They added a tear to my face, and I was like, huh. I was like,
tear.
Yeah. He's like, I don't even need to be here. What's frustrating about it is that you lose your agency. When you give a performance in the film, you know you're going to be edited, and you're participating in that. If you're going to deepfake land, it has none of your points of view. It's scary. It's going to be interesting to see how humans deal with these technologies. They're having such cultural, sociological impacts, and the species is being studied. There's now more data on behaviors now. We've seen this. We've seen this actually happen. They've talked about. I think I saw a story where they were talking about bringing back like John Wayne for a movie, and John Wayne's been dead for 30 years, whatever.
It's creepy. It's really creepy.
And having John Wayne act in a movie, just with to where you're maybe not necessarily John. It's not obviously John Wayne, but it's a guy dressed as John Wayne who looks like John Wayne. Then they go in and they put John Wayne's face on it, which.
They did that with Star Wars.
So when is it not okay? So if somebody tragically dies, is it not okay? If somebody commits to, K's himself, is it not okay? You know what I mean? Like or do they have to die of natural causes and then it's okay? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think it's okay at all. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I think
give new actors a chance to, move forward in life. We are stuck with nostalgia, and we are getting so complacent as a society. Like, we need to move forward. We need new IPs. We got to learn how to risk again. I want new stuff. I want new actors. I don't want that deepfakes feels. I don't want the Running Man to happen. Y'all remember the Running Man, right? Classic movie. He gets framed for murder, but it wasn't him. It was just deepfaked. And now they have. I actually here. Let me share this. This is audio that they now have and this is actually pretty funny. It's about.
I am a dwarf, and I'm digging a hole. Any of you guys get any diamonds yet?
I'm strip mining at the correct Y level. Nothing yet.
Oh, I found them.
Don't mine them, Joker. What are your coordinates?
What do you mean, don't mine them? The game we're playing?
So diamonds are rare, right? So you really want to use fortune. So you get
Sure, but we don't even have a pick to mine obsidian for an enchanting table. Is your brain working?
Yeah,
It's all
Elon,
AI.
I agree with Jordan.
Yeah.
I don't know how you plan on enchanting.
Wait. Pause. Wait. So that's not real? None of that is real.
This is AI of their voices.
Mhm.
So not only can they
What?
deep fake people, they can deep fake their voices as well. So it's like the
God.
technology is coming so good that like Running Man it could happen. So it's interesting that Keanu would be like, I have it written so they can't alter me. They can't actually do whatever they want to do to like fix the scene or whatever. I like that. It proves that it's the authentic him when we see him on screen. But this shows you. This is kind of long. We don't have to watch the rest of it, but
I've seen enough to scare the shit out of me.
As soon as they had Joe Rogan playing Minecraft, I knew it was fake.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's crazy to me. So think about it now. How do you know who you can sue? So in order to prove libel and slander, you have to prove somebody said something with intent.
Right.
Well, I can just make it now.
It's
You see what
AI.
I'm saying?
Like,
How did they prove it wasn't them? And when you're
Crazy.
being sued, the onus is on you to prove it's not you. So how do you prove that's not you?
I think there is something to be said about the inflections in someone's voice, where that AI could probably be analyzed by a computer to recognize that it's AI versus Jordan Peterson or Joe Rogan just talking normally.
I hope.
Or
maybe
but that's where we're at now. Imagine in 10 years, who knows?
For sure.
What you guys don't realize that this entire time I've been capturing all your voice, and that next week on Side Scrollers it's going to be entirely AI, and you guys won't need to be here, which will be great. And then no one's going to need to be here, which is great. So
then it comes down to rights. Do you have to pay somebody for their likeness if you create it?
Of course. Absolutely.
I don't know. That's a good question.
You 100% do. But speaking of like rights, that's one of the things where you, as a human, I would like to think that as a human, you have the ability to not have to worry about having your likeness taken and used against you in a situation like this, just as a default. Like there's no clause. You don't have to sign a contract saying, hey, I don't want this used, right? It should be by default. Now,
Right.
if I don't know, man, we live in a really, not say scary time, but a very transitionary time where I feel like when you look at the technology that's happening, it's almost like we are in this real world puberty right now where things are starting to change and we know things are a little awkward and we're not quite sure what's going to happen. But in a few years, it'll be in true fruition. But I mean, that when you shared that, Adam, I was like, so they're having a conversation. Then but then there's like, Elon Musk talking to the
about
Joker.
Obsidian? Wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, that is
It started with the
insane.
internet. The internet connected all of human beings for the first time in human history. That we know of. I don't know, ancient theories, but there's this something to be said about us being as connected as we are. We are more connected than ever before, and somehow we're so more disconnected than ever before because people are living in their solitary bubbles. But with the internet and now with technology coming in, I don't know, man. We're still figuring out how it affects society. We don't know yet, right?
Well, what's scary to me is we live in such a reactionary world that somebody can put a deep fake on Twitter and another country could, this is edging on politics, but another country could react before they even know if it's true, false, fake, whatever. And then, you know what I mean? And then we're at war with so-and-so because so-and-so thought we did this because they made a deep, you know what I'm saying? It's just scary.
I'm in the process of watching. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
No, I was just going to say, going back to that segment earlier that we were talking about, the Ubisoft working with the police, AI and people creating stuff. Say some 15-year-old gets pissed off at someone else, creates them threatening someone else, and it's like that puts this false flag out there to get someone else in trouble. Like people are evil, so like I wouldn't put it past someone to like go along that way. Yeah, AI is learning to walk. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yep.
Wait, what was the second part? We need to. What was that? We need to stop it before it can run.
True.
I mean, I don't think we've already been integrated with AI. Algorithms are AI. Everything that we do is subtly using AI that we don't even realize. I don't like algorithms. I wish we can have an algorithm free button. Like, all right, I don't want
Right.
algorithms. Boop.
Well, what's
Yeah.
interesting is that has been tried. That has been tried by several platforms to create a non-algorithm platform. And
Yeah.
what happens is people don't enjoy it as much because they're not seeing the content they want to see. And
Right.
it's like the algorithm knows you better than you know you. It's like when you go to YouTube and you're like, I didn't know I wanted to watch a video about the Civil War. And you're
Or
like,
Ants Canada, right?
right,
Blabs?
right.
No, fuck the ants.
But
Hey,
I mean,
we need the ants, all right? Come on.
Yeah, we need them, but I don't need to see them. They can exist elsewhere.
That's a better attitude.
all right, I got it. I'll tell you what. Let's move on from that. I have another story. Just one real quick, interesting note before we move on. But before I have one more story before we move on to the middle segment. But I do want to read some more patrons as well as some new super chats that have come in. Doomer has become a patron. Thank you so much. Michael A. Frederick has become a patron as well. Thank you guys very much. You guys head over to patreon.com/sidestrollers and become patrons. You'll be able to catch the post show here in just a little bit when we move on. By the way, we're going to figure this out. We don't know if the show is going to go for an hour or 90 minutes. Then we move on. But I'm a big believer in content over clock. If we have good content, then we'll stick around. But obviously we want to make sure that there's incentive for you guys to head over to Patreon and support the show there. Bloody comes in with the super chat, says, I can't think of a better group of people to hang out with on this fine day with you guys. Long live side scrollers. Well, guess what? We can do it again tomorrow, which is awesome. Thank you, Bloody. M. Frederick comes in and says, Happy International Angelman Syndrome's Day. My son has Angelman's syndrome. That's right. And we know that M. Frederick was in my chat several weeks ago when we talked about side scrollers being released. And he's like, is it because it's on International Angelman's Syndrome Day? And I thought it was Engelman's syndrome, like a fisherman, but I was wrong. Two Gun Jr. says, love me some Ants Canada. Great stream so far. Thank you so much. GK says, side scrollers is finally here, leveled up from G1 to G2 now. Let's go. Also good to see Destin again. Freaking missed him. Well, Destin will certainly be back in the future. Baby, you got to deal with that stuff. Evan comes in with the super chat, says, question for Blabs. I think you're still in the middle of the Harry Potter game. I got to know, so far, good, bad, legendary? Will it be played for years?
I mean, I'm trying to reserve like my complete response until I'm done with the game, but it's taking me ages. It's a really long game. I like a lot of things about it. I also don't like a lot of things about it. It kind of breaks a bit of lore, and I'm like, you don't break the lore. Don't touch stuff. Make new stuff elsewhere. Don't break stuff. But I don't know. I feel like once you finish the game, you can probably play it again as like a different Hogwarts house student. You can pick Hufflepuff because some of the dialogue does change depending on the Hogwarts house that you're in. So I mean, but then after that, I don't know if you'd want to play it again. The story is always going to be the same. The results are always going to be the same. So.
Can
Maybe
I ask
in a
you,
year, if you're a new fan, you can play it again. But I don't know. I don't really see it like lasting that long.
since it's a prequel, so I hear it sets
Yes.
like 100 years.
It's
or
it's
something.
a Victorian era.
Right,
Wow.
long before.
Okay.
So the lore breaking is it like pre-lore though? Like
Yeah,
the lore,
sort
alright,
of.
It
I'll
is
give you an
broken,
example.
or okay.
So like spoiler alerts, I guess. I don't know.
Wait, I don't know if I want it. It's spoiled.
It's not really spoiler alert like for the game. It's about like a regulation law, I guess, in the Wizarding world.
Okay.
In order
sure.
to apparate, which is like you randomly appear somewhere else, you have to be 17 years old. And your character who's 15 is all like, oh, why don't we just apparate? And I'm like, you're not allowed to. You don't even know how to do that. You start learning that in like your 6th year at Hogwarts.
But
and
wait,
then you're
the
legally
law?
allowed to do it. Like, yeah, it's kind of like a
So
law.
legally, so that doesn't mean that you can't do it.
Well, you don't
that
even know
you're
how
not
to. She wouldn't have been
physically
taught.
able to.
Because she's 15. She wouldn't
What
even
if
know
she's
how.
a natural?
I don't know if you can just be.
Craig-
I don't know if you can actually
Craig
just
is
do
like,
that on your own.
I'm so bored here with this Harry Potter talk.
No, listen, here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on when it comes to
It's just like, I'm out.
any subject that I don't know. But I guess Travis internet broke.
I mean, I don't know anything about it.
Well, but here's the thing. I think as long as you're passionate about what you're talking about, I'll listen to you talk about it. And it's fun to listen to you guys talk about, oh, you got to be in the 6th year or 7th year, whatever it is. I think that's amazing. I love it. So I'm totally on board.
All I'm hearing is I'm so done with this conversation.
He's like, move on.
Well, M. Fredder.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this. This is my wood booger hat my mom got me.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's a Sasquatch. It says wood booger. It's a Sasquatch.
Well, that's good. That's great, Adam.
No, nothing.
Congratulations.
Wow.
I don't get it.
What is a wood booger? I don't even know what that is.
I have no idea.
Like a Yeti or something. What
it is. It is. It's Sasquatch.
Wood booger.
I don't know.
You
He's
say
got
wood
boogers.
booger, and I think
you have the word
you're
booger
breathing
in there, and you got Travis' attention.
Yeah, and I think you're breathing in sand or wood dust and get boogers.
Bark. Maybe he's eating bark and a little bit gets in his wood booger. I don't know. Speaking
of hats, I'll need to get the first test run of Side Scrollers hats will be is coming my way, and if they're awesome, I'll make sure to send you guys some merchandise as well, so you guys can support it on screen. So.
Model them.
M. Fredder says, came in with the $20 super chat, says, I joined Patreon today. Also, happy International Angelman Syndrome Day. I'll message you on Discord. Okay, thank you so much, M. Fredder. Appreciate that again. Evan then came back, says, I think he also trained with guns, talking about Keanu, for that movie from back in the day. I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down. I haven't seen that Keanu Reeves movie before. I'm not familiar with The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down. And Shane comes in with the $20 super chat, says, Dad gummit, Craig. You're on at the same as Gary from Nerdrotics, and I'm offended you have to make me choose to watch. JK, LOL. It's cool. It's cool to see you ladies and gents starting this awesome channel. Keep rocking, y'all. Shane, you do not have to choose. You can have us both on. And I know Gary only goes like once or twice a week. So we go 5 days a week.
That amused me. The bus that couldn't slow down.
Oh! It's a Simpsons joke. Okay. That's what the chat is saying. It's a Simpsons joke. That the bus that couldn't slow down. Got it. The speed. I'm an idiot. All right.
Good movie.
Yeah. If you go back and watch it, is it
much better than the second one?
It was good when it came out. I'll give it that.
Yeah,
that boat one. It's like.
Is that Speed 2? I never watched that one.
Yeah.
Wait, is Speed in that movie where you can't stop the bus because there's like a bomb on it or something like that?
Yeah.
Isn't that like Sandra Bullock in it or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was the only movie worth watching with her in it.
Yeah.
What?
I like Sandra Bullock.
What else? Give me an example.
Where she gets
Never seen it.
Dumped on and like publicly on like a TV or whatever, like on a TV show, whatever it is. Like she gets dumped on it.
Sandra
with
Bullock
Harry
is a
Connick
national
Jr.,
treasure.
whatever his name is. That's a good movie. The Heat's a funny movie.
Wait a minute.
Congeniality is a good movie.
What's the new one with the Harry Potter actor in it with her? Where he plays the billionaire
The
guy.
Island or something like that.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
It was alright. It was okay. I thought
enjoyed
it would be funnier.
It was funny. Well,
See, I know stuff Adam doesn't know.
Look at that.
I'm not really serious. I was just kind of joking, but you guys got triggered.
I'm about to beat your ass.
Like, wow.
Yeah, Hope Floats.
Hey.
There you go. That's the movie I was talking about. That's a good movie.
Never seen that. No.
Don't attack Sandra, damn it.
I'm gonna text Sandra and be like, Adam doesn't like you.
Look at this. This is ridiculous. Okay, look, we have Bird Box. That was the Netflix movie.
I never saw
seen
that.
So The Proposal. I love The Proposal.
I love The Proposal with Betty White where she's doing to the window.
I mean, I like Ryan Reynolds.
He's
I
alright.
think here. He's alright.
He's alright.
God. Hey, listen, just saying, Sandy's a national treasure. She's
Leave Sandy alone, Adam.
That football
Oh my
movie,
gosh,
I
you guys.
forget the name of it. It was
Blindside.
She's not going to sleep
that's
with
a good
you.
movie, too.
All right.
She's not.
Secretly, Adam's like best friends with her.
Well, I just want you to know, Adam, she is our guest interview next week.
That's
right.
And you will no longer be on the show that day. You missed out.
It'd be more like, so Adam, why do you hate Sandra Bullock? She's right here for you.
And she's just sitting there, just like, go on.
Looking all beautiful. You say she won't sleep with me, but you don't know that.
Don't kill my dreams, Krigler.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, let's move on to one last little fun little tidbit. I thought this was really interesting. So way back in the day, wrestling was super. I mean, it's been really popular for the past 25 years or so, and some say it's like a lifestyle. People love WWE, but obviously in the 98, 99, wrestling was like the king. It's NWO, DX for life. And coincidentally, that was when Super Smash Brothers, the original for the N64, was coming out. And we all remember the commercial. Blabs, you probably don't. You were probably like 3 at the time. But there was a commercial where all the Smash Brothers characters came out and they were beating each other up, set to "So Happy Together." You know that
What?
You remember
That's
that?
a great commercial.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Great ad. Anyways, it came out. It was really iconic. So what better way to promote the game was a wrestling event with Smash Brothers characters at it that was actually sanctioned by Nintendo. What's interesting about this, they had this thing called Slamfest 99. And Slamfest 99 was an event that was actually streamed on the internet in 99, right? In 1999, before the .com boom or the bust. This was streamed on the internet, which is crazy to think about, but you cannot find footage of it anywhere until now. When a group of hardcore people who have been obsessed with Slamfest 99 reached out to the producer of the event, and he actually sent over footage or videos, or not video, pictures of the event itself. And tell me how batshit insane this looks. Of just this is being an actual. This is an actual wrestling event. They're in an actual ring, and
look at his face.
Like
Pikachu's doing some questionable things there.
Well, you'll be able to tell the scale of these characters as they get a little bigger. This is definitely some sort of kid. They're not you can
Just
tell
wiped out.
The
I
crowd
think they should do this like every year. It'd be great.
right.
Do we know who won? Can we take who do you got money on?
At the end of
Donkey Kong.
I think
clearly.
we all won, didn't we? We all won.
We all did.
We all won.
Look at Mario boot off DK.
Mario's kicking DK in the corner. That's awesome.
DK's face of just taking
yeah,
it.
he's just happy about it.
Do you call that a punch?
Look how much bigger DK is than everybody. That's
Look at where
wow.
DK's eyes are going.
But you can tell, like, they have this, this guy out here. He's the referee. There's gonna be a good, clean fight here, and they got the announcer who's like Bruce Buffer at the time. He's probably said something like, "Let's get ready to fight" instead of Rumble.
How is Pikachu gonna even fight? He's got no arms, so he's just gonna
just
run and
smacks people with,
headbutt
like, his head
into
or
people.
something.
Yeah, like
Body
He's
slam.
got arms.
he ain't
How
even got
dare
his
you?
tail.
He got a big head and small
He's got
arms.
his tiny little 2-inch arms. Oh, I'm being
Hey,
sizes.
man.
Cancel me, man.
It's not the size, it's the motion, all right?
He's got baby
That's
T-Rex
what my
arms.
wife tells me. Sorry.
Oh my
what?
God.
What are we talking about?
That boy Craig. There you go. Look at his little baby arms there. That's cute. Little baby
They're
arms.
tiny. Yes. What's it gonna pick somebody up with them?
They're all just laid out. Look at this lady over here. She's like, "You can't do this." She's like the manager. Look at him over there. He's got a steel chair, like yelling at the ref.
Donkey Kong looks like he's upset with what he just had to do.
Look
Go back up. Look,
big
he's got his arms.
Yoshi is.
He's
Yes,
like, I
that's
just
insane.
killed them. I just killed a man.
Not just the women, but the children too.
This reminds me of a time. Okay, I got another story.
That was
for
a
you
good
guys.
Star Wars.
Another story for you guys. I got a couple more pictures for you guys, but this picture of Donkey Kong right here that we're looking at. This one reminds me of you talking about Donkey Kong thinking about life. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna bring it down for a really important story here. Turn down the music. This is actually really important.
Breathe deep.
Okay, so when I was
Trav's
a young,
gone.
I know
He's like, no.
Travis can't handle this story.
He doesn't want to
He's
hear
like,
it.
I can't down. No.
When I was a wee lad, a young
Wee
man, I was a big Jim Henson fan. Jim Henson and the Muppets. Really enjoyed the Muppets, and I remember coming home one day and learning that Jim Henson had died. And if you guys, the voice of Kermit the Frog and such legendary characters, it was a tough day for little Craig. I was probably 6, maybe 7 years old. And upon hearing this, I made my way out to the backyard, slowly slid my school book, my backpack off my shoulder, just right down my arm, hit the ground. And I just continuously walked as it made my way to the back door, opened the back door slowly with my head down, thinking about what life had become with Jim Henson no longer alive, and wondering why this would, what kind of world we would live in. And I slowly made my way back to the trampoline, back and forth, just walking, to where I eventually laid on the ground, on the trampoline, just staring up to the sky, looking at the white clouds, looking just like Donkey Kong in this image, wondering what kind of a world we were in. And Adam, when you said that, wondering what Donkey Kong was thinking here, that's the first thought. That was my first thought of me being a 6-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid laying on a trampoline.
What is life without Kermit?
Well, yes. What is life anymore? Anyways, I just thought I'd bring that down for you guys.
It's a dark memory for Craig.
Yeah, really dark.
So, side note, what
Yes.
do you
What
guys
am I?
think my dog decided to do today on the first day of the stream?
Shit on your bed.
No,
Shit on your bed.
decided to go get the goddamn trash can and tear it all across the fucking house.
Well, it's because you're not staring at Andy at all times.
That's exactly what it is, actually.
All right.
Pay attention to me.
All right, let's move on. Okay, we've done a lot of news. That was an 80 minutes of news. I did not expect 80 minutes of news today.
Hey, it was fun.
That was fun, and I think that's the idea here. Speaking of fun, let's move on to the middle segment. The graphics will improve over time. That was $20. That was
That was adorable. I loved it.
$20 on Fiverr. That's what that got me. That was awesome. Fiverr is a great website for assets if you ever need them. All right. So look, we realize that there's a lot of new faces on side scrollers. You may not know Blabs, you may not know Adam, you may not know Travis, you may not know me, but I thought it would be really fun to play a get to know game for the first time. And I found an awesome website that creates random generators so to allow people to get to know you. I actually asked the G2s over at patreon.com/sidescrollers for some questions. And they provided some really great ones. So thank you very much for that. But I thought we would go to this random generator. And in doing so, Blabs, how about we'll start with one, and I'm going to ask this to Adam, but okay. Blabs, I want you to answer for Adam, and then Adam, you tell me how close.
I know Adam better than Adam knows Adam.
That's right. So we'll see how this goes, and G2s, you can guess in the chat as well as we go along. By the way, before we do this, Mountain Dew Ramen came in with the super chat. Says he was referring to the 90s movie by Leslie Nielsen called Wrongfully Accused. Thank you, Mountain Dew Ramen. Appreciate that. Let's check this out real quick. So got random questions here. We can pop on in and last right here. If you could speak to one deceased person for 30 seconds, who would it be and why, Adam?
Oh,
Labs, you have to answer that for Adam, and then we'll get Adam's answer. Does that sound good?
Blabs. Wait. I'm thinking of who it is. All right, now you can answer. Now I know who it is. I know who I am.
I don't know. George Washington?
30 seconds. All right. And
does she keep guessing if she's wrong, or
was she right?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna say,
good.
Got it.
Blab or Adam, what would it be?
Nikola Tesla.
Oh. The real Tesla.
Yeah, the real
one.
Wait,
a real good one.
What's the non-real Tesla?
Well, I mean the car.
The company?
You know,
the company?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's how the vast majority of people know Tesla now. They don't know who Nikola Tesla actually is. They just know Elon Musk. Elon Musk has Tesla. And it's like, oh, that sounds like a cool name.
I think he understood things about our world that they didn't want the rest of the world to know. And I would love to just talk to him about what he discovered.
Well, you only get 30 seconds to do so. So what would you ask him?
What? Oh man, what would I ask Tesla?
If you only had 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's 30 seconds to ask him, or like I only get a 30-second window to talk to him.
Listen, you have 30 seconds. That's I'm just going off of what teambuilding.com/blog/get to know you questions is.
well, we can embellish on them, right?
Sure.
If you could speak to one deceased person for 30 seconds. All right, so I only have 30 seconds to talk to them. All right, that's rough because I want to sit and chat with Tesla. So if I only had 30 seconds, I might have to change my answer. Because I, if you could talk to a dead person, who would it be? I would love to sit and chat with Tesla. But man, a deceased person for only 30 seconds, it would probably just be my grandfather, just to see him again.
See, I think that's where most people would go is their family. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to I'd love to have my grandfather see where I'm at right now. He would be really proud.
On a show with
or Blackbeard and be like,
yeah,
where'd you hide?
Exactly.
Or Blackbeard and like, where'd you hide the treasure?
I'm not the only one who freezes.
Disney Blackbeard.
It's not just me. He froze too. All right, good. I think it's
my
StreamYard.
camera was freezing before too. It like completely
I think it's StreamYard.
It's StreamYard. It's like it was flickering on my end too. I don't know what's up with it.
That's okay. We'll work through it.
I got a ghost dog randomly appearing too.
That's okay. That's fine. Well, how about, let's just go around the circle here. I like the idea of answering for, but actually these are really great questions just for in general. Blabs, what about you? If you had 30 seconds to speak to someone dead, who would you speak to? And Blabs, I love your face right now. Like, huh?
I don't really know that many dead people.
Lucky.
Well, I hope you don't know. That face that Adam froze on. That's
a perfect laugh. I see it. I have the stream up. That's good.
I don't know. Queen Elizabeth II.
Wow, am I still frozen?
Oh, no. Well, now you're frozen in a different frame.
You're popping in and out. No big deal. Trav?
Man, she got good with Queen Elizabeth II. Cleopatra, maybe. Mark Antony. Caesar.
Akhenaten.
Yeah, wow. That's a good one too.
Why did they kill you, Akhenaten? Why?
Who's
King Tut would be a good one
who's
too.
That? Who's Akhenaten?
Akhenaten,
the guy who built the pyramids.
He created.
Right?
No, he created Amarna. He moved the capital of Egypt out of where out of the priest control. Was trying to return the society back to
isn't he
like
the
worshiping
one
the sun god again, and they killed him for it.
Isn't he the one that most of the statues, their faces are based off of, or
they were? It's not proven, but they think that they changed a lot of the pyramid or like the statues to like get rid of Akhenaten.
Right.
And they wanted to erase him from history.
Yep.
Wow,
which is crazy. You had to have done something to have people want to erase you. You know?
I know he pissed the priests off. The priests allowed people to buy their way into heaven. Basically, you could just sin all you want. Just the way to the heart after you die is how you like decided whether you go to heaven or hell in ancient Egyptian time.
Yeah, they did that to quite a few people. They did it to Nefertiti because they thought women shouldn't hold power back then, and so they like removed all her faces and. A lot of times she'd make herself look like a man to show, hey, I have the same power as a man and all that. But they removed her name and everything from everything. Got it right off.
I didn't hear that they didn't like women having power.
Yeah,
from what I understand, they wanted a balance between
it depends on
and feminine.
What the time range is, because after her, it was considered to be more okay, right? But she was the very first woman that really changed things up, and they really didn't like her much for it. Well, plus she was the mom of the pharaoh who took power after he died, so it's like.
Craig, what about you?
History 101.
Yeah,
who would you meet?
I would probably meet one of two people, either Abe Lincoln, like 30 seconds beforehand, and be like, "Hey,
look out!
I want to turn around."
Keep an eye out behind you.
And in the same vein, JFK be like, you probably should go with the motorcade.
How about you don't use the convertible?
Right.
I don't know.
But I think those are the two that I would. But probably Lincoln. I'm fascinated by Lincoln. I think he's an interesting piece of American history and
politics. trigger.
Well-
No, I can't do it. No. Moving on.
All right,
Moving on.
let's move on to another question. I was going.
See his little lip twitching.
Yep. All right. What is the grossest thing you would do for $100?
Grossest
G2's listen up.
I can't
100
answer that question. We
bucks.
might get banned.
That's not enough to do something.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. I wouldn't do anything probably for $100.
We have
Yeah,
standards
it
here.
wouldn't be that gross, because I wouldn't go. $100 isn't that much to like debase myself.
Is it debasing or?
I guess it's a perspective issue, huh?
Uh-huh.
I like the idea. I like the idea that Adam has tremendous standards and Travis is like, I'm sorry, what do you need me to do?
Yeah, no.
Do what with who? I'm sorry. Yeah, sure.
Sandra Bullock, done. Wait, what?
That's right. All right. What makes you awesome? Blabs, go.
Oh, for what? For who? For what?
Blabs, your face is just like, what? What is happening?
She's like, I don't like this.
I don't like this.
It's like a Windows error. Burp. I don't get it.
Why are you awesome, Blabs?
I don't know, man. I was just born this way. I don't know.
She's humble. That's it. There it is.
Yeah.
She answered it.
Adam?
I don't know. To try to come up with something, my ability to just be myself no matter what in all circumstances. I'm very good. I'm very good at that. Yeah.
Trav?
I'm a big nerd.
Good answer.
That's what
Nailed
you
it.
did.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like it.
Nailed it. Yeah,
Craig?
and, I like to
Yeah,
build
Craig.
communities. I like to bring
Okay,
people together.
all right.
That's it. That's the whole idea. Is I
That's a
like to
good
bring
one.
people together. All right, let's go.
That's a
One
good
last one. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's skip that one.
Oh dear. What was it?
I'm gonna let it be. All right? I'm gonna let that be. If you could take a class, this is a good one. If you could take a class with an expert, who would you choose? That's kind of interesting. The idea
Wow.
that that it could be anything. And now they have master class, so you
Or
technically
anyone,
could.
Yeah.
Technically could. I'll start this time.
Craig,
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, I'd want to. You know who I'd want to? This is gonna sound really weird. I would want to take a basketball class with the coach, not of like a major player, but a trainer. This guy his name is he trained at Dirk Nowitzki, and he's this old German guy. His name is Gunther, I think it is, and he's so Dirk Nowitzki is this like amazing basketball player, but he was trained in really non-traditional ways. Like he did all these like weird, like if you were to watch, he's like the Miyagi of basketball.
Karate Kid.
And yeah, and Dirk Nowitzki
Nice,
is like-
Blabs.
nailed
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
I would love to take like an hour-long session, not to train with him, but to learn how he trained, so I could pass that on to other people. Which there's no way I could do that in an hour, but it's just I would love to pick his brain for an hour to learn about that, because I don't know. I think that's really fascinating. So, anyways, Trav.
That's a good question. Can it be somebody from the future?
Sure.
Because I would like to talk to the first person that lives on Mars. To be honest, that'd be interesting.
Like
Surviving Mars 101.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like what kind of shit he has to, or he or she has to face, or what kind of, it'd just be crazy. How hard is it to poop on Mars?
These are
Important question.
answers.
Adam. These are stumpers, huh?
Well, an expert. There's so many different things that I want to like learn how to do. Blacksmithing is something I'm very interested in. Jewelry
that's
making. Like
cool.
I made my own wedding ring. Like I've done some silver working, so like I like learning stuff like that. I don't have a name of anyone in particular, but if I had to choose, it'd be like an expert blacksmith, so that I could learn how to work or make Damascus steel and make my own kitchen knives and axes and hatchets and stuff.
Well, that
I
one
really want to do that.
Well, and that can cover a lot of things too.
Yeah, exactly. I can fix
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm already a carpenter, so I already know how to work with wood. But
Right.
if I was able to manipulate metal, I could basically make anything.
Yeah, especially jewelers, they really do some intricate work with that.
It's all about the tools. You got to have the tools.
Blabs?
It's in any trade.
I don't know, I guess a giant masterclass of weaponry. So I guess you would learn how to fence, sword fighting, but also really, really good with the pew pews. That'd be really awesome. That'd be badass. Just have everything, just be like an assassin, I guess, or ninja. Yeah.
I see day one, she goes, look, I just don't want to hurt myself. All right. Teach me not to hurt myself and we're good.
I'm right there with you on the sword fighting. I'd love to learn how to fence. That'd be cool.
I hear it's really tedious at first, fencing, because it's just a bunch of maneuvers and stuff like that. But once you actually learn how to go, I think it'd be really cool.
Well, and imagine being able to practice with somebody else that's real good.
Then you can try with the lightsabers.
Yeah, just be cool.
Love it.
Have some Darth Maul music in the background.
Yeah, that'd be. Can you imagine? Duel of Fates. Yes, that'd be great.
Well, maybe we'll do this
two
again.
Star Wars references today. Two.
way to go, Trav. Way to shoehorn them in.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Well, way to find a way to talk Star Wars. I love it.
You're welcome.
Love it. Awesome. All right.
Hey, I thought it would be Harry Potter, not Star Wars, but
I gotta keep you guys on your toes, okay?
Yes, right.
Hey, before we move on, and this is for all the G2s out there who have tremendous art skills, you will notice that Travis Keys' background is a digital background. We are going to fully embrace this. I made this for Travis yesterday in about 3 minutes when we were on a Discord call. You notice he kind of looks like a ghost. That's cool. But we're going to allow you guys to go in and modify Travis's background. So if you guys have any, if you have any art skills, just do like a 1280 by 720, the dimensions of it, right? So it can be a digital background. If you guys want to tweet them at Side Scroller Pod, which is the Twitter handle for the show, tweet them at us. We'll retweet them, and if there's not too many dicks, we'll maybe put them in the background. So
if you're gonna put big dicks, make sure they're big dicks.
Huge.
You'll probably get banned on Twitter.
He doesn't want small representation here, guys.
And make sure they're right next to his face as well.
Just all around him, make it like
an
a
animated
sun.
One.
His face is the sun. There's little rays all around his dicks.
Just dicks everywhere.
That just reminds me of Friday night.
Wow.
Love that. Ridiculous. Muda Warrior's right. You just got to go big or go home, Speaking of going big, Jay Rome coming in with the $20 super chat says, no important message. Just want to take my money. Just take my money. Keep this up. Hey, Jay Rome, thank you very much. Once again, your super chats, your bits, all that goes to support these fine folks. And if you value their time, we greatly appreciate the super chats. We're going to get better at incorporating those super chats into the conversation as we go. So that'll allow the conversation to you guys to be able to support that way. So greatly appreciate that. I'll tell you what we are. Where are we at right now? We're at
137.
Okay, 137. Okay, wow, we're blowing and going. So yeah, we're gonna play the hits today. We're gonna play the hits, and let's finish up with a little bit of news desk, some funny stories from around the world, because I got some good stuff. And then we're gonna do our post show. Once again, please head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers to continue the show over there. We will continue it on once we get through the news desk, and love to see you over there. And it's a great way to support the show, support the business aspect. Said this before, everything that happens during the show, that's going to support the host, and Patreon will then go and support the business aspect of allowing us to do other things like live events, and who knows, flying Blabs out to go do some weapons training and stuff. Who knows?
Yeah.
So, there you go. That one says, is there a news desk button? Well, you guys don't realize this, but the first time we did side scrollers, I had a button on the desk that I would hit and the music would start. But now I have several buttons behind me back here on my arcade. So I have buttons all over the place, but I don't have a big button because that was immortalized at the time. So with that said,
your button knows just beep.
It's time for the
Just weird
side
crap.
scroller news desk. Let's go hit that
It's
music.
weird.
It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Let's go. Let's get some music going. Where's my music? There it is. Nice. There we go. Got some. This is the music you guys didn't you didn't hear during the test show. Here's your news music.
Yeah, it's totally news music.
That's right. Important stuff. Let's go to Dallas, Texas. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. I'm going to keep the story off screen until it's time to talk about it. There was a man. Listen, there was a man who committed a major crime in Dallas. This was a headline grabbing story for several days in Dallas. This has literally led the newscast of several prominent stations here in Dallas. What do you think this man did?
I'm gonna be quiet because I know.
I don't know either.
Blabs?
I got nothing.
And what would cause you to lead the newscast for the night, Adam?
My mind just wants to go politics, so I'm just, that's not what I'm here for.
We're gonna bring you. We're gonna reel you back. We're gonna reel you back. I promise. Well, this man has been jailed for breaking into the Dallas Zoo. Dallas Zoo. Now, what did he steal?
Of all
Monkey.
things.
Labs nailed it.
How'd you
Went
know?
I've heard
Stole.
the story. I think. He him. He
Yes.
stole the monkey.
Yes, he went in and stole the monkey. A 24-year-old man is now linked to an unusual string of crimes that kept the Dallas Zoo on lookout for missing animals. Told police that he swiped 2 monkeys from their enclosure. He took them onto the city's light rail system to make his getaway. Court records show the light rail system. Is that what? Yeah. This is it's like the public transport, and Dallas does not have a big public transportation. Everyone just drives their cars, but there is a few rail lines. But I'm just imagining this guy getting on the public transportation in the middle of the night with all sorts of the vagrants and miscreants and all the insanity that's
Just
going on
carried
there.
a monkey.
With 2 monkeys. With 2 monkeys.
What was his plan? What was he going to do with these monkeys?
It's his emotional security animal.
Yes.
Craig.
Good point. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Irving remained in jail on Tuesday on $25,000 bond. Was arrested last week for asking questions at a downtown Dallas aquarium about the animals there. Oh my God. He continues on. He's charged with 6 counts of animal cruelty and 2 counts of burglary. An attorney listed for Irving in court records. He did not request for comment. Acting on a tip from the public, police found the monkeys named Bella and Finn on January 31st, the day after they were discovered missing, at an empty home in Lancaster, which is kind of outside of Dallas, a Dallas suburb, about 15 miles south of the zoo. Multiple cats and pigeons were also in the home, in addition to a dead feeder fish in fish food, which obviously the fish did not eat. Anyways, so that guy, I don't know, what drives a person? What drives a person to steal 2 monkeys?
He's trying to set him free, man.
Crack.
Wow.
Crack.
I was trying to stay positive, all right? He just wanted to free him, man.
Don't do
I
drugs.
mean, look at the guy's picture.
Zoos are terrible, man.
If his
I
hair
feel
don't
so
say
bad for all.
crackhead, I don't know what does.
Damn, dude.
Crack is whack, man. Crack is whack. I think Wire Magic is correct. It's mental illness. I think we all understand that, right?
Not in crack.
That's right. That
Trav's
that
like,
incorrect.
crap, man.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Oh. All right, let's continue on. Let's go to Miller Place, New York. This is so disturbing, absolutely disturbing. Where a funeral, I'm just going to read the headline. Funeral home finds woman breathing hours after declared dead.
Then she ends up actually dying afterwards too, doesn't she?
Did
They
she?
find her
Oh,
alive
wow.
for like a couple hours, and then was the next day she actually ends up dead,
God.
like legit dead.
Well, so this is just insane. An 82-year-old woman was pronounced dead at a New York nursing home, but found breathing 3 hours later at the funeral home where
My
she had been
Imagine.
taken. Oh my God! The woman was pronounced dead at Water's Edge Rehab and Nursing Center at Port Jefferson in Long Island at 11:15 a.m. The woman was taken to the funeral home at 1:30, and she was discovered breathing at 2:09.
So
Good
think
Lord.
about that. So right before they probably started working on her body is when they realized she was still alive.
Right.
Because that's where they take them to take everything out. You know what I'm saying? That's scary.
We got to embalm her and do that whole
Yeah.
It's like coming in fresh meat.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy to think. I don't know. I have so many questions about this story. Not so much about the funeral home, but more about the nursing home. They're like, yeah, she dead. We're just gonna. Well, it's time to call him in. Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
Oops.
Do you think they called her family like, hey, look?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Jeez.
So, you know how we told her she was dead? Ah!
She's alive. Yeah.
Or imagine,
Gotcha.
yeah. Or imagine the phone call is like, yes,
JK.
this Miss Miller, we
Can
regret
you
to
come pick
inform
up
you,
your mom, please?
your mother has passed. Oh, I'm sorry, she's not. Miss Miller, she's actually not dead. I'm sorry.
Wrong, Miss Miller. Sorry.
Imagine her waking up at the funeral home with a toe tag on.
Oh no!
Ah!
In a bag.
Like, in the morgue, just like
Yes.
waking up like,
say?
wait,
Time of
what?
death.
She'd have been in a bag and not been able to get out too.
Evans, at 30 seconds to talk to a dead person, talk to her. There you go.
There you go. Labs,
was it like?
you know?
Yeah.
What was it like dying, but not dying?
Vilter also came into the super chat. Thank you so much, Bill. Greatly appreciate that. All right, insanity over there. And finally, it wouldn't be the news desk without a story from Florida. Let's go to Palm Bay, where Councilman Pete Filiberto is in trouble. You always hear about these issues where some sort of local politician gets in trouble in some way, shape, or form. This is in Palm Bay, Florida, where council member Pete Filiberto has been accused of carrying something in his shoe. What would it be? Blabs?
A snake?
There's a snake in my boot.
Creative. Adam, any question? Any thoughts?
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Adam wins it. There it is.
Right on the head.
The cocaine. Now listen, I'm gonna show you a picture.
I did not know the story, just for the record. I had no idea.
I'm gonna show you a picture of Councilman Pete Filiberto, and you tell me if this is a guy that you would not expect to have cocaine in his shoe. Here's Councilman Pete.
I mean, look at him.
Yikes.
Really?
Look at those eyes.
Like,
That dude looks like
mobster.
he's got it more than his shoe.
right.
He's in the mafia.
I mean, that's what I said to him. If you got a black shirt on under your tan suit, he looks like he went to the suit maker and said, "How can you make me look like a mobster? Let's do it."
Oh my God. It's funny to see how this is a great example of like the media, how they portray people though. When you look at this and you see this is like the screenshot that's chosen when like this is him smiling.
That's
He just kind of looks like a regular dude, kind of.
Yeah.
You know? But they're like, hey, here it is. It's
Well, what do
Peter.
Hold
Gotta
on.
be an
Show the
aggressive
picture.
face,
Show the
right?
picture of him and the cop there. Yeah. Okay. See, this looks like kind of the middle ground. You know,
Right.
you get a little more of a picture of who he is.
Got someone who donated to somebody's campaign or whatever. But that suit, man, that makes him look like a mobster.
I mean, he
It really
did,
does, and, like,
he
the
did choose to
eyebrows.
wear that.
Yeah.
The hair.
He did choose to wear that.
And the pen, he ain't even got a flag on his lapel. It's a big fucking gold thing. If
Yeah,
that
what
don't
is
say
that?
mobster, I don't know what does.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean,
It's just
amazing
like a pin
stuff.
of money. It's
Yeah,
like
it's just
like a
like
stack of
gold
cash.
coin. Yeah.
Police
This is
say they-
emergency money.
That's right.
Needs
That's-
funds. There it
and
is.
it's
For more cocaine.
for more
Right,
cocaine.
right. That's his
I'm in
cocaine
love
pen.
with the
No, that's
cocaine.
what it is. It's a
Palm-
snuff pen. He just keeps his cocaine in there.
I don't even know what you just said, Travis. I don't even know what that. Palm
pen.
Bay. Is that
It's
a
an
thing?
old thing. Yeah, back in the day, they used to have little snuff rings and stuff. Back when it was considered medicine.
Oh,
Snuff
okay.
is considered medicine?
Oh, cocaine was medicine. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I thought you meant
Coca-Cola.
snuff like the sniffing tobacco. Snuff.
No. Snuff is the old timey word for cocaine.
I didn't know. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, you just aged the shit out of yourself, Trav.
Well, I'm not 150 years old, guys, but
All right.
Well, police said that Filberto, which by the way, his name is outstanding too. Filberto, Filberto was pulled over after near Huckleberry and Lipscomb Streets. The officer then turned around and saw Filberto ride his motorcycle into the Palm Bay Colony neighborhood records. By the way, I just would have been if the sentence ended right here, that would have been great. If the officer then turned around and saw Filberto ride his motorcycle into the Palm Bay, like I would have liked the story a lot more. Filberto then sped away, attempting to make a U-turn to ride away from the officer, but lost control and fell over. The officers pulled up and noticed a smell of alcohol in Filberto's breath and took him into custody. It was not immediately known if Filberto has retained an attorney Sunday. No court date has been set. He's a contractor with the Department of Veteran Affairs. Also serves as vice chair of the Brevard County Planning and Zoning Board. Well, now he's going to spend some time in JAIL. So there you go. Sorry, Petey. And we're done. There we go. That is the news desk. Let's see. Do I have any more? Oh, you know what? I do have one more, but that's okay. We'll save that for another day because it has to do with fast foods and all sorts of stuff. So anyways, yeah, there you go. And that's the news desk. Quick, easy, and we're in and out. So there you go.
Like a burger place.
Like a burger place. That's right. That's right. So with that said, man, we're closing down 2 hours, which is exciting. I did not expect to go 2 hours today. Well, like I said, we're going to figure this out. Some episodes will be an hour. Some will be 90 minutes. Some will be 2 hours. Some will be whatever. But you know, we're starting off and starting strong, which is exciting. But that was fun. That was fun. Did you guys enjoy this Side Scrollers Maiden Voided?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Are we ready to head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers?
YouTube, Twitch, cheers. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys very much for all the support. Your super chats, your direct donations, Shams dropping the big old bomb. We're going to see tremendous support for these folks. Greatly appreciate all that. And it is so fun to be back doing this. And I want to remind you guys that once again, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. The show continues over there. We need to see you guys there for the 150 patrons over there. So don't let this stop. There's a link right there for you, and we're going to continue the conversation there. Mega fun. AWP says, I missed this format. Well, you got it every single Monday through Friday. So now you have it.
Thursday, because Friday is exclusive, right?
Right. Well, this Friday we're going to be live. I want to get everybody in it. Yeah,
Okay.
This Friday we're going to be for everybody. But with that said,
Keep it going.
get on it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 if you decide not to become a patron. But we would love to see you hop over once you get to patreon.com/sidescrollers. Adam, thank you very much. Blabs, thank you very much. Travis, and of course Destin for joining us as well. Really fun.
Papa Dest.
That's
what I call him.
He let me know that his older son fell on his younger brother.
Ooh,
so that was pretty scary
fun.
stuff.
Great.
Yeah, he had
It's
to
exciting.
go.
Casual.
All right, with that said, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got to go get it. We'll see you guys over on Patreon right now. See you guys then. I'm going to try Nice. I was like, what the hell is that? When did Dan Porton come in here? I'm going to try to kill this stream. Let's see if it'll work. Let's see. Can I kill it? Can I stop it? Do I stop it? How do I end the broadcast for all of them? Not yet. The music continues.
You might have to do it on YouTube and Twitch instead of StreamYard.
Oh, we'll see that we're learning things as we go. It's fine.
Because I dual stream, and sometimes I'll cut my stream on YouTube, and I have to do it on YouTube.
Okay, well, let me do that real quick. See, we're figuring things out as we go.
I got you, dog.
I appreciate that, homie. That's good.
Oh,
the homies rolling with the homies.
no problem, bro.
You got it, G. I'm gonna keep going with this, by the way.
Anytime, pal.
Hey, you got it, Squid Daddy.
Anytime, buddy.
Squid Daddy.
Like,
I know.
I don't know how to kill it.
I thought we weren't telling people that nickname in public.
Only for behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
the home
ten-
fight.
are we on
tentacles
Patreon
are
yet?
private.
'Cause,
No,
like,
we're not.
Oh,
we're not.
man.
I'm still trying to figure this out. Hold
keep
on.
that nickname private, man. Jeez.
Oh my God, where
For
are
the
we at?
Patreon members only.
I'm
The
still trying to figure. Where is it? Where is it, Adam? I don't know. I'm over here on this on the here. Let's,
So
let's, go,
in
let's all
the-
look at it together.
So no. On the top right of your YouTube, it says create,
Mm-hmm.
and it's click go live.
I already done that. Yep.
And now it should show you the stream.
I see that. Yeah.
Now you can click on that stream.
In
and on the top
stream.
right-
Let's go.
You did it. Congratulations. There you go. Now on Twitch,